When you've been involved in a research paper, it's the only thing you've seen. You've seen the research, you've been tasked with writing it. So to get to the stage we got to today of publishing it as AKG and with More to Life support has been great. The audience today were equity release specialists. One of the keys to the research was to explore equity release with an audience that was potentially non-specialist. So how does the market grow? Where do we take the story next? So it's been really nice to get some feedback from the crowd around what did we find? Do we agree with it? Do we disagree with it? What can the market do better or differently? When you talk about later life lending, I think people are realising it can now become a specialism. Pension freedom's happened a number of years ago now, but the market's still been quite slow in responding, and I think advisors that sense that they can add a lot of value to a customer through their 60s, their 70s, great value in the planning, not just about investments. Can they use the house? Can they use other assets? If a pension's not good enough, if the state pension's not good enough, how can we educate them to think, well, actually, there's a pool of money there. I didn't see it in this way, but I can tap into it to help provide me with some income in retirement. What we've all been talking about today is how do we move this into a wider audience? What looks like good practice? To advisors that were not necessarily ever present in the equity release space, so we were trying to look at what people thought about the market. Clearly there's appetite to learn more about it. I think the practical piece is how do they do it? That's where the specialists can help the more mainstream people understand what good looks like in terms of processes, compliance, practices that they can engage with. One of the barriers that came through in the research is that there is a cohort of people that have a perception of equity release from previous market. The sense we get from the research is that the market is moving forward, but again that message has got to be taken more broadly to say, look guys, we're developing innovative products, there's good advice processes, there's compliance around this, and through that hopefully some confidence will grow and encourage more advisors to say, actually I now feel a little bit more comfortable with that. Pension freedoms has been a disruptor, has changed the dial on the conversation, and property should be involved in that discussion. So I think beyond this, we think advisors should have a look at this, even if they don't engage, be in a better position to say why they're not. And that's maybe a different way to look at things.